Yeah. Ride the Grind live show. We in here testing. Yup. Gonna get the show started in a minute. We on time. We're gonna wait for some people to pull up in here. I'm gonna get the show together. Meanwhile, I'll let y'all check out some videos from yours truly.
On the day, I love us. I get thought out here at home. That's it.
Yeah, baby, for the bag, this the wake up. This one on the house neck play, you gotta pay up. Started from the bottom, now I'm way up. Face card, never need a filter or no makeup. Walk me something down, nigga, straight up. You pussy niggas shoot outside the line, we tryna lay up. My actors felt neglected, caused some breakups. I was lighting up at night, I told them bitches not to wait up. Damn, if pussy make me take a pay cut. How everybody out here pushing P, I barely play it. Ask them who the realest, they gon' say us. MOE for life, this the mob, but we made them. Nigga claim to be so rich with that paper. I need a bag if you looking for a verse, I'm out of favorites. Your favorite rapper out here giving statements. I don't really wanna get into no name, but I'ma say this. Niggas crying on the stand, niggas pussy, niggas snitches. They ain't telling none of mine, so they ain't none of my business. But I find these niggas funny, so I'ma laugh and I'ma giggle. And you pussy niggas won't do nothing to me, Stuart Little. Treat the Glocky like I'm college, I'ma trick them out with switches. I'ma treat you like a bogey before I'm tricked at my position. They hit at the spot twice, grace of God and nothing hit me. I was in my bed, shots above my head, I got pictures. By the hill when they had slid, I held the spot down with no pistol. And it wasn't even my smoke, so I don't even know who did it. I ain't never been the type to need a gun and stand on business. I'm a gangster, you a fucking gang member, that's the difference. Shed a tear when I was on the phone with Pat, I can admit it. What I worked for in that year could have been gone in just that minute. If I don't tell you everything that you might feel, then it's fiction. Laws of physics, you know something finna spark when it's friction. I ain't never had it easy, my life is a real nigga. From digi-scale to digital streams, had to learn to pivot. Talk heavy when it come to the street, cause I really live it. This a bar for every zip in the brick, now watch me flip it. The wake up, niggas.
Yeah. Marvin on earth, boy. Daylight. Wake up.
I can go check out that Wake Up 2 now. Wake Up 1.
No job turkeys on the gravy train. Show my youngest how to drill like a major pain. Type to fail recess cause I ain't playing games. Fuck around and kill your favorite rapper like I'm Baby Lane. Should be sponsored by Gillette the way I'm shaving cane. Fuck 9 months, they want called and the baby came. I was trying to be the old me while I was making change. Nigga rich twice, third time I can pay the same. Niggas only love you when you doing for them. Learned that when government put me in that uniform. Bitch asking for some paper, keep it moving on. I'm thinking I was going for it, must believe in unicorns. Fuck that little time wasn't nothing to me. Shit, I got another 6 months run up in me. Far as academics, yeah, that shit is funny to me. I just want for them to be them killers when they run into me. How I deal with a problem, leave them unsolved. A trick a rapper off the streets like a gun charge. Try to play me like a pussy, I'm a slum dog. Rearrange the crib back door, I'm in his front yard. Got the low from your whole course of back from Fendi. Man, she dropped the Addy faster than her Savage Fenty. Should've kept that to myself like I was acting stingy, riding dirty back when Pimp C was still crashing Bentley. Take your main squeeze, treat it like a side joint, and put a nigga in a jam like a high point. In the shooting gallery until it's all gone. Flipping quarters of the eighth, nigga call it dog coin. If the shit can take a two, then I'ma make it kill it. I chop it up and reproduce like a plagiarism. Like that nigga rule, I'm finna stop playing with him. These niggas violate the rules, I ain't playing with them. Light.
Wake up, nigga. Yeah. Know what we on. My way to God way.
I play judge, jury, and the executioner. We whole caught up in the streets, yeah, we came monkey suited up. Hear a lot of suckers talking about what they gon' do to us, but like I pulled this bitch up in the orgy, you ain't doing nothing. Yeah, I'm OG for real, I ain't passed it to my youngin'. I just let him watch him do it till one day he took it from me. Wasn't instilled in his heart, I ain't even had to pump it like bleeding coming to AIDS. He ain't even want the money. Loyalty for the royalty, I trusted in the process. They love to say I do the devil's work, but look who God bless. Moments in the load and I'm sending them to the projects. Up the pole on the low for a nigga handle my process. Water. Again, I just paid a basic for a rise and Troy the Glens Falls. Trying to make a play on the bingo, they wanted fentanyl. Niggas know I put in work for turf, they wasn't involved. Saying that they want smoke, well I advise they stick to menthol. Bromie did some snake shit and he finna get what's coming to him. He was trying to run off with that phone with all them numbers in it. Ran off now, he probably think he finna get some money with it. Forgot I had the Addy on it, daddy might do something with it. I ain't never had a nigga low and took the high road. Like to use the sight, never did a drill with my eyes closed. But doing this is Acura Legends, AVs and Hydro. Only thing in the streets more than me, traffic and potholes, nigga.
Yeah. Mobbing on Earth, boy. Know the vibe, gang. Wake up. Playing. Yeah. And we polite. Boom.
See me? Boom. Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAA, man. Daylight TV. Back at y'all with another Rise and Find live show. This is episode 37. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you really mobbing with the content. Daylight TV. Gonna get into the show. So lot going on. First thing we're gonna get into let me see. Nobody in here yet. What's the word? So y'all know my slogan or whatever. You can catch that bus if you running, you know what I'm saying, but show don't wait. First things first. Cardi B's civil assault trial comes to an end. Now I kind of touched on that the end of last week, and court was recessed for the long Labor Day weekend. So yesterday they were back on, and it was pretty much for so Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, closing arguments were delivered in the civil assault trial against rapper Cardi B and at the Los Angeles County Circuit Court. The lawsuit was filed by Imani Ellis, a former security guard who claimed that Cardi assaulted her in a Beverly Hills medical building in 2018. And the day had concluded with the jury going to deliberation, which we'll get into in a minute. Ellis's lawsuit was seeking $25 million and alleged that Cardi B, whose legal name is Belcalis Almanzar, scratched her face with them claws and spat on her and used racial slurs during the argument. So basically, she was making sure she had all of her little civil violations covered. See what I'm saying? Cardi B had maintained in her defense as well that she only had a verbal confrontation with Ellis and never physically touched her. Right? The argument all started, like I was covering before. Cardi was pregnant at the time and went to OBGYN. And I guess the security chick was trying to film her with the phone. You get what I mean? The trial had attracted a lot of public attention due to Cardi's viral testimony. You know what I'm saying? So on this day, like now we all caught up. So Tuesday, September 2nd, which was yesterday, Cardi arrived at the courthouse in Alhambra, California. I used to get water from Alhambra. You know what I'm saying? But the Page Sick crowd or whatever reported her fashion sense and everything like that. She had a new wig, new outfit, you know what I'm saying? Polka dot suit. Before lunch, you know what I mean? They were like, proceedings, like court don't always jump into testimony or closing argument, right? Also, before closing arguments, there's usually instruction given to the jury before the closing argument, like informing them that the closing argument is not to be looked at as like evidence or whatever. It's just basically a summary of the evidence presented. Right. The plaintiff's closing argument, or in the plaintiff's closing argument, Ellis argued that, Ellis's attorney argued that his client suffered great mental, physical, and nervous suffering, right? And that she lost her future career aspiration due to this incident, and claimed that her ambitions, such as joining the FBI or police, were cut off because of the trauma she sustained. Get the fuck out of here. First of all right, let's just say that's the argument, right? You wanted to be with the FBI and the police department or whatever, and you're working in Los Angeles, so I'm assuming LAPD. If you can't handle the altercation that transpired in that medical building, even if it resulted in the physical altercation or whatever that you claim in your lawsuit, my nigga, ain't no, like, if you can't handle that, you damn sure can't handle no FBI shit. You damn sure can't handle being part of no LAPD division. You're not even fit to work traffic detail if that should have stressed you out. And then if you don't know how to compose yourself when you see a celebrity and not whip your phone out and stay in your professional setting or whatever and shit, you wasn't cut out for that shit no. That's crazy. The lawyer emphasized the profound psychological impact of 2018 confrontation. And how Ellis's mother, Leanne Smith, had previously testified that her daughter exhibited significant anxiety and depression following the altercation. I mean, if she did, it was probably for getting trolled on the internet for filing a frivolous ass lawsuit. Ellis's attorney challenged the testimony of Tierra Malcolm, a doctor's secretary in the building, who said that she saw Ellis cornering Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? The plaintiffs, Ellis's counsel also argued that Malcolm's account did not cover the first 40 to 50 seconds of the altercation, which is when the alleged spitting and physical attack, you know, and berating occurred. Now, to be fair, the average street fight lasts about 31 seconds, right? But like Cardi is like pregnant, so she said, you know, she being super cautious or whatever. She don't know what's gonna happen or whatever. And clearly, she going to get checked and all of it, right? So she might have been about 3 months, I think I remember from the testimony. You know what I'm saying? But if the secretary is probably in the reception area, which is probably where the security is, because before you'll probably have to get to security before you get to the reception. I don't know how the building is actually like laid out. You know what I'm saying? The attorney also, you know, he just maintained that the cuts on Shorty's face, Imani Ellis, could have only came from the confrontation of Cardi B. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, like this dude, like, she must have just got whoever would take the case, and it was more than likely on the contingency. So he was hoping that he win this shit and get a big ass payday or whatever, or at least something. You know what I'm saying? The plaintiff's attorney criticized Cardi B's use of profanity during her testimony, calling it disrespectful to the court. He stated that this is a court of law and you cannot speak that way in court. I've never seen this before. Based on your courtroom performance, it seems like you haven't seen a lot of courtroom time at all. Who let him out of the back room? You know what I'm saying? Like, because even the way he was questioning her when he was cross-examining Cardi, you know, it seemed like he was just going more so for a viral moment than a win for his client, and it really just ended up in a bunch of, you know, the defense's objections being sustained rather than overruled. She did overrule a couple of them, you know. So yeah, and then from what I was gathering from when she did curse on the stand, she was basically quoting what she said in like during the altercation. So yeah, a lot of reaching on this thing. You know what I mean? Since there was no video evidence of critical moments in the altercation, or the assault rather, Ellis's lawyer appealed to the jury to believe his client and asked the jurors to choose between trusting Ellis, who he described as a model citizen with a good record, or Cardi B, I guess, rapper, former stripper, and whatever. All right. The lawyer pointed to Cardi B's admission of being chest to chest with Ellis during the heated verbal exchange, and he argued that this constituted unwelcome touch and thus battery. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether like a physical scratch occurred. So now you're telling them to believe your client about the scratch because there's no physical evidence to prove that she was scratched. All right. Then now you're saying even if a scratch didn't occur. So did the scratch happen? Did the scratch not happen? And then chest to chest or whatever and shit like that. Well, that's mutual. Like you would have to be running from somebody and somebody running up on you, whatever. Meanwhile, the person who works with the security lady and see her every day is saying that she cornered Cardi into a corner. Now, like I said, Ellis originally filed for $24 million in damages. Her lawyer asked the jury to award her hundreds of thousands of dollars to compensate for the pain and suffering and lost wages and medical expenses, so on and so forth. This request framed the case as a matter of holding Cardi accountable, I guess, rather than just it being a money grab. But that's how these lawsuits work, though. You shoot for this super astronomical number, hoping that, well, maybe if I like aim for the stars, I'll at least land on the moon. You understand what I'm saying? Now, in the defense closing, Cardi B defense team challenges Ellis's accounts of the events, with Cardi's doctor testifying that he did not see her injure, like he didn't see her injure Ellis. And the doctor called the incident an epic yelling match, meaning that like outside of them being chest to chest, nothing happened outside of it. You know what I mean? Ellis claimed that the scratch from Cardi B's fingernail was on her cheek. However, the defense referenced Ellis' earlier incident report and emails in which she referred to the injury being on her nose. So that's an inconsistency, and that's why your lawyer is sitting here saying, oh, well, even if the scratch didn't occur, they were chest to chest, titty to titty. Still unwanted touching. The defense highlighted that Ellis had taken a nap after the incident and did not immediately put a Band-Aid or treat the supposed injury. And this was presented as behavior that was inconsistent with someone who had, been severely traumatized and attacked. All right. While Ellis later claimed that she sought medical treatment and plastic surgery, the defense questioned why the initial medical report did not mention any scratches or blows to the face and or head, for that matter. And the defense also pointed out that reports of those specific injuries only emerged later in the context of the lawsuit, like not initially after the situation happened. Because if you were that hurt, if she was that hurt, that traumatized, no way you stay there for the rest of the day. And then, you would have went to the hospital and got that damn cut treated if it was as bad as you said. The defense attorney also suggested that the scar could have came as a result from one of Ellis's prior car accidents, because she was in a car accident in both 2001 and 2003. So they saying, like, you know, it could have came from the car accidents rather than the 2018 confrontation with CARDI, especially since you were so late on going to get it in. And he also brought up how Dr. James E. Rosenberg, a psychiatrist for the defense, testified that Ellis's claims of emotional distress seemed exaggerated, and noted that her psychological test scores were extraordinarily high in a manner inconsistent with genuine disorders like PTSD, suggesting fabrication or just exaggeration of the symptom. Now, the psychiatrist also noted the significant inconsistencies that CARDI defense team pointed out about how Ellis described her trauma history during her interview versus her deposition. Rosenberg even stated that Ellis's extensive travel and ability to find new employment after losing her security job contradicted the whole claims about debilitating psychological symptoms and all of this extra shit. CARDI defense further emphasized the lack of physical evidence supporting the claim of assault. This was further corroborated by eyewitness testimony from CARDI doctor, who I just mentioned, called the joint like epic yelling match, and did not see any scratches or physical contact. Now, while Ellis lawsuit accused Cardi B and others of conspiring to erase all video footage of the incident, the defense team stated that they could not find any evidence of surveillance video which countered the plaintiff's claim. So that was the closing argument. And after that, they went on lunch break. Cardi B walked out of the courthouse signing autographs for fans. But then she was actually confronted by a male social media creator or personality, whatever you want to call him. And he questioned her about the relationship between her estranged husband, Offset, Migos, and commented about football player Stephon Diggs. You know what I mean? Cardi actually threw a marker at this nigga and yelled at him for being disrespectful and asking inappropriate questions. Now, that's hella interesting or whatever, that you're basically in a civil trial for assault, and you outside the courtroom when somebody asks you a question and you throw a marker at the nigga. Like, this shit is bugged out. Late afternoon, the second portion of the jury charge took place. You know what I'm saying? Before they sent them off to deliberate. And that pretty much how it ended, right? Now, after a week-long trial, that same jury came back and found Cardi B was not liable for the assault and battery in the lawsuit brought against her by the former security guard, Imani Ellis. And they only deliberated for less than an hour. So they didn't even take the whole hour, less than an hour, before reaching a unanimous verdict in Cardi B's favor. Although only 9 out of the 12 jurors were required to agree, you know, in the civil case. It's not like how the criminal cases be. And yeah, their decision was unanimous. The verdict, you know, meant that the jury rejected her claims of the lawsuit, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress and negligence. You know what I mean? Like, so all of those against Cardi B, like, she was found not liable. When the jury announced the verdict, Cardi B made, you know, the Christian, like, sign of the cross, you know, against her body, and softly hit one of these. You know what I mean? As each juror confirmed the unanimous decision, you know, she was just basically clapping her hands together, you know what I mean, appearing to be, I don't know, like, I guess it's relief and celebration all at the same time. You know, court is still in session, so you can't wig out in there. You know what I mean? Outside of the courthouse speaking to reporters, Cardi B maintained claims of innocence and stated that, you know, I'm not even playing. She said, quote, "I'm not even playing around. Even if I'm at my deathbed, I would swear to God, I will say it at my deathbed. I did not touch that woman." Cardi B called the lawsuit frivolous and said that it was an example of people's misconception that celebrities will settle rather than fight in court. And she warned anyone that might try to sue her in the future that the next person to try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm gonna countersue and make you pay. So don't ever think that I'm just going to give you my money that I work hard for, end quote. Yeah, pop your shit, Miss Cardi. All right. Cardi B thanked her lawyers, the jurors, and her supporters. She also expressed frustration about the timing of the trial, mentioning that she missed her children's first day of school. Oh, that's crazy. Like, not a tour, not nothing, but a bullshit ass lawsuit that wasn't about shit anyway. In a press conference, she asked her fans not to troll or attack Imani Ellis or her family on social media, and emphasized her desire just to, you know, move on from the situation. So, yeah, man, shout out to Cardi, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's up. A lot of frivolous lawsuits and everything like that. You know, it's a lot of Tony Busbys out here. You dig? Hold on a second. But yeah, man. Shout out to Cardi. Congratulations again. I'm wondering who the social media nigga she threw the market at was. Was it Poetic Flacco? I'm gonna find out. We're gonna get in. We're gonna figure that out tomorrow. So next up, we got Fuji's rapper PRAS, sentence delayed due to surgery. All right. Now, y'all know PRAS from the Fugees. So his sentencing had been delayed until October 3rd, 2025, after he underwent emergency surgery for colon cancer. He was scheduled to appear in court on August 29th for a forfeiture hearing, but his lawyers filed for a postponement due to the medical emergency. Damn, I didn't even know PRAS had colon cancer. You know what I'm saying? A spokesperson confirmed that PRAS underwent emergency surgery for colon cancer removal on or shortly before or August 29th. So yeah, that's a hell of a surgery, and I'm pretty sure he had to recover crazy for that. He is reportedly recovering and focusing on spending time with his family before his rescheduled court appearance. Yeah, 'cause they about to like try to really book your ass. In April of 2023, PRAS was found guilty on like 10 federal counts. The charges included conspiracy, concealing facts from the government, witness tampering, and acting as an unregistered foreign agent. Yeah, this nigga was definitely on some refugee crime shit. You know what I'm saying? And this was all like from him participating in a scheme to funnel millions of dollars from Malaysia, from like a Malaysian financier, Jolo. Yeah, I remember something about this. Into the 2012 presidential election. He was also convicted of attempting to illegally lobby the Trump administration to drop the investigation into law. Yeah, because he tried to go and like bribe somebody or whatever to, lay off his business partner and shit. So the trial included testimony from celebrity witnesses, including actor Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really doing the YouTube and covering court cases and all that shit. So I wasn't really paying any attention or whatever. Like, kind of like how I didn't really pay attention to PRAS when he was in the Fuji. There was always, the focus was Wyclef and Lauren. Not saying he was trash, I'm just saying, whatever. But PRAS faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. The government is seeking the forfeiture of nearly $65 million. While PRAS' legal team has argued that the, I guess, or whatever, they're trying to swap the forfeiture, the $65 million forfeiture, in exchange for a 36-month sentence. But does this nigga have $65 million? Now I've got to find out. PRAS from the Fuji's net worth. So it's not showing. Yeah, it's not showing. Saying it's not readily available. So yeah, I don't know where the hell. Unless you still got some homie money. I mean, he had that much or whatever to hold on to. Shit, shout out to him. Why the fuck were you running around doing that other shit? A new hearing to determine the forfeiture amount has been scheduled for October 3rd. Okay, so that's what the government is seeking. I guess they must believe that this dude has some money stashed somewhere and PRAS might be holding that shit. Now, PRAS had been free on bond pending his appeal. Part of his appeal argued that his trial lawyer was incompetent and relied on an experimental AI program for closing arguments. Oh shit. The judge denied his initial request for a retrial in September of 2024. So that's what's going on with PRAS. I didn't even know that bro had colon cancer. I remember hearing I remember hearing about the legal trouble because DJ Vlad had spoken about it. I think he said that PRAS had asked him to borrow some money or something like that. So now we know where that's at, man. Good luck to that nigga. Hopefully he don't get hit with no 20. You understand what I mean? But it's the game, y'all. You do a crime, you got time. That you gonna be like 6'9" and shit. You dig? Check these comments. So next up or whatever, entertainment news, and I mean all of it is entertainment news, I guess, because they're entertainment, right? But yeah, on some cool shit, 50 Cent goes from street hustler to street fighter. Y'all see what's going on. So, rapper and actor now, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, is officially cast as Balrog, the legendary in the legendary entertainment live action movie adaptation of the Street Fighter video game. And basically it's gonna be a reboot of the entire film series, I guess. So this is gonna be like 1, there's gonna be a 2, and the whole, you know what I mean, they're gonna follow the storyline. With production is scheduled to begin, well, in August. We in September now, so pretty much it's already started. The Street Fighter brand, which is developed and published by Capcom, is the Japanese competitive video game franchise. It debuted in like '87, so I was 3. But it's it really like became a staple in '91 when the sequel Street Fighter 2, which is widely credited with defining like and popularizing the whole one-on-one fighting game shit. For Mortal Kombat and all of that, you know what I'm saying? It was Street Fighter, right? The franchise is centered on a cast of global martial artists who engage in one-on-one fights, each with a unique special move, and features a rich narrative woven around like world tournaments and an international criminal syndicate, you know what I mean, led by M. Bison and all that, right? Now, over the decades, it has evolved into one of the highest grossing and best-selling video game franchises of all time, for real. Spawning numerous sequels and spin-offs, crossovers, merchandise, adaptation to TV and film, like mad animated series, animation on that. So 50 is playing the character Balrog. I always wonder if I was saying anything. I just called him Balrog, you know what I mean? But anyway, he's like a disgraced American boxer, you know what I mean, black, who serves as an enforcer and bodyguard for the main villain, M. Bison, right? In the Japanese version of the game, I believe he was known as Mike Bison or something like that or whatever, but they swapped it like for the release because they didn't want like no, I guess, intellectual beef with the whole Mike Tyson shit. So 50 Cent is reportedly undergoing like intense physical training or whatever to prepare for the roles, because he plans to perform his own stunts. Now this role is kind of interesting because, as y'all will find out, and y'all will probably already know, 50 in real life was a former Golden Gloves boxer. You know what I'm saying? In the previous live-action version of Street Fighter, Balrog was played by Grandel Bush, 1994 joint, and Michael Clark Duncan in the 2009 Legend of Chun-Li. The film is set to be released in 2026, next year. The director is Kitao Sakurai. I believe I said. I know I said the last name right. I don't know if I said the first. But he's known for the Eric and Andre show, and so he's gonna be directing the joint. The movie features a star-studded cast, with 50 Cent playing Balrog, as we just spoke about, and other high-profile cast members. They got Jason Momoa playing Blanca. Andrew Koji is playing Ryu. And for years, everybody was calling him Ryu. But Noah Centineo, Centineo. I thought I was saying it wrong. But he's playing Ken. Roman Reigns, the wrestler, he playing Akuma. That's lit. Kalina Liang is playing Chun-Li. Orville Peck, the country nigga that be wearing the mask, is playing Vega. That's interesting. I like that. David, I can never say this nigga name. Dasmachian. Yeah, Dasmachian is supposed to play in Bison. You know what I mean? I believe yesterday or Monday, 50 Cent announced on Instagram that work on the movie had begun. I believe they're shooting in Australia. He posted the Street Fighter logo and wrote, "I'm working. What you doing?" He also hinted at a potential spin-off series based on his character Balrog, The Origins, for his 50 Cent action channel. That'd be hard. You know what I mean? The 50 Cent action channel actually just did a UK launch. You know what I mean? I might cover that or whatever and shit, dive into that tomorrow. But yeah, man, that shit what's up, bro. I'm definitely I'm tuned in for that. You know what I mean? Like, I think whatever 50 gonna do his thing with that shit or whatever. Like, I'm definitely curious to see how, like, the cinematography of that shit comes out. You know what I mean? Like, we seen 50 in the Expendables, so we know he can handle doing some action shit. And just the fact that he's doing his own stunts. I mean, he's a boxer, so I guess he's comfortable. Whatever you gotta play for that, but we'll see, man. Shout out Legendary Entertainment. Shout out Capcom. 50. That shit lit. Let me know what y'all think about this or whatever. Y'all think 50 is a good choice, or do you think that they should have picked somebody else instead of just chasing names? Jason Momoa is Blanca or whatever is a good fit. And Roman Reigns could definitely play Akuma. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. 2026, I mean, you might as well. If you're planning, if you're in business or whatever, and shit, 2025 is already over. Like, you're just looking at it like it's only 3 months left in the month, left in the year, last quarter. I'm just here for the Christmas money. So, Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell for me, man. It's your boy Daylight TV, the Rising Fine Live Show, nigga. With it. So I got one more story for y'all. In the world of sports, Giannis, the honest buck. I be saying Giannis. Giannis, the honest buck, signed new contract in a nick of time. And I'm gonna tell you why. So, as of September 1st, 2025, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I always fuck and Antetokounmpo. I'm just gonna say Giannis. I hate saying this. I call him and his brother by their first. Has committed to start the upcoming season with the Milwaukee Bucks. A decision reportedly influenced by, well, in part by the team re-signing his brother, Thanasis. This commitment, which reportedly follows a summer of Giannis exploring his options, comes despite ongoing questions about the current Bucks roster and their championship potential. Giannis is just over there looking like real freak of nature and shit, because they not doing good. Even his brother. The development, while delaying any immediate trade for Giannis, may benefit the New York Knicks, though. You know what I mean? Who, you know, we've been trying to get this nigga for a while. The Knicks are reportedly monitoring Giannis's situation and are prepared to make a competitive offer if he becomes available. This delay partially improves the Knicks' chance of like getting Giannis because they have like a limited like number of first round draft picks that they can trade. However, they are projected to have more available draft capital by the 2026, off season. So that would allow them to, construct like a stronger trade package or whatever to get Giannis over. Now, it also gives them time to develop the young assets, right? Like waiting until next summer would, basically let the Knicks have more time to develop their young players and potentially increase the market value on them, making them more attractive, trade assets for Milwaukee. So yeah, like that makes sense. Let them play a few games or whatever and shit. And they want to trade the young talent because you don't want to trade the core that just damn near, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in like decades. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that'll give them time to showcase the team's improvement, and the opportunity to demonstrate their championship aspirations and potentially become a more appealing destination for Giannis in case he decides to leave Milwaukee because, he realizes that he can't, or he's probably not going to get a ring over it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it also allowed the Knicks to avoid any immediate competition to sign Giannis. You know what I mean? Like the delay just ensures that other teams with more immediate draft assets can't acquire him, and keeping the door open for the Knicks to pretty much snatch him up in the future. While some sources suggest that Giannis, could request a trade before the trade deadline, this scenario to me seemed unlikely. Given the commitment to starting the season already with the Bucks. Should Giannis ultimately decide to explore options outside of Milwaukee, the Knicks' improved assets and potential team development could position them in a strong contender position for his services. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. If Giannis gets over here, it's cool. But the question is, like, if the Bucks, I don't see it, bro. Like, they don't really have like a strong point guard leadership. The Knicks, they're working too, or whatever and shit. But it seems like they're becoming more of a team and whatnot. So yeah, man, shout out to Giannis. Definitely shout out to the Knicks. Hopefully something changed your mind and you decide you want to come over here. That's what's up, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Got a lot going on today, whatever. The Get Rich or Die Mobbing project drops in 8 days. So, just getting a lot of ducks in a row with that. So, real quick before I go, give y'all some updates or whatever. So, like I mentioned, Get Rich or Die Mobbing, the mixtape is dropping September 11th. So about the album, mixtape, whatever. It's a spin-off 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. I used the cover concept more from the movie soundtrack than the actual album that released in 2003. Because 2025 is actually the 20-year anniversary of the Get Rich or Die Trying movie and soundtrack. So I did that, and then to kind of play on, and stay in pocket or whatever, on brand with it. A lot of these joints are like flips, like I flipped samples. The only thing is that a lot of those are not like samples from the actual record. The sample was played live, right? So now you kind of avoid a lot of legal red tape, like to do that. It's gonna be about 17 songs on this album, on this mixtape, and yeah, shit gonna be dope as hell and shit. I'm just putting some video treatment together, and there'll be a lot of content coming out behind this or whatever. I could have really done some stuff with it before it dropped, but just decided to so yeah, I got a song called DMX on there, where I really just flipped the cadence. That has a hint of that Rough Riders anthem in there. Shooting Spree, which was a play on Jeezy's Super Free. I did Pump 101 for Stunt 101. We made a Biggie and a Pac joint. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, man. And that's what I've been working on, like in between coming on the live. So a lot of times I'll be up like late at night doing like the little final little tweaks or planning out, planning the rollout and all of that. So yeah, that mafia material pieces, I'm about to get back recording those soon. Since I see that that's what the people is really rocking with, the supporters and all that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the show for today. Tomorrow we'll be back with more news that you could use or not. And I'll actually be getting back to the Daylight Got a Story to Tell segment that, we kind of started messing with yesterday. And yeah, bro, shout out to everybody who pulled up. Appreciate y'all as always. Hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that notification bell if you're really mopping with the content. And as always, man, stay dangerous so you can be safe. It's your boy Daylight TV. I'm out.